You're watching Two Moms, One Channel with Stephanie and Missy. Thank you for your support and for watching our show, and I hope you enjoy.
Welcome back. And today we're in the kitchen with Lora. What are we making today?
We're going to make some meatloaf. When it's cold, I like to go back to the comfort foods, and one of my favorite comfort foods is meatloaf.
Me too.
So, we're going to make some meatloaf.
All right, looking forward.
Okay, here we are. I make quite a bit of meatloaf so we can have some leftovers. You might want to make this recipe when you've got company coming over or something, because it makes quite a bit of meatloaf. Otherwise, just cut it in about half, and that'll make a normal size meatloaf. But I'm trying to make a small meatloaf and a large meatloaf, and I'll explain that in a minute. Right now, for the base of the meatloaf, I'm using 1 diced bell pepper, 2 small diced onions, 3 large eggs. I use the entire egg. If you're on a diet, you might take the yolks out. 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs, and a few tablespoons of salt and pepper. And we are going to mix all this together right here in this big bowl. Just dump it in. Alright. There we go. The eggs. And then a nice dusting of salt. I'd say a couple of tablespoons at least. And then some pepper. There we go. And with meatloaf, you really, let me stack these bowls up and get them out of my way. With meatloaf, you really got to get in there to get it all mixed together real good. You want the base to be more like a paste when you get done, when you get it all mixed in. So we'll get this mixed together and get right back with it. Okay, I am a silly. I was mixing it and it wasn't turning out right, and I couldn't figure out why. I forgot my tomato sauce. 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce goes inside the meatloaf, and you mix it all up together. Alright, there we go. Now finish mixing it. And you really got to get in there and squeeze it all through and make it into that paste. So we'll get this mixed in and get right back. Okay, I have 2 pans here. I make a smaller meatloaf in case people don't like the tomato sauce on the top of the meatloaf. I make one without, and then I make a big regular one because more people are going to want it with the tomato sauce on it. So we just grab into the bowl. It's almost like a paste. That way it's easy to move, form, and all that. And you pull out meat into both pans until you have the amount of meat you want to form, and the rest of this will go in here. Scrape it all out. Waste not, want not. Okay, then you squish it together and start forming it. And you want to make kind of a moat around it for the grease that's going to come out while it's cooking. And then I'm going to show you my little trick to get a nice little puddling of tomato sauce on the top of it. I love a nice little puddle of tomato sauce on the top of my meatloaf. So I take it and I just make like a little pool inside the meatloaf. There we go. That way it'll puddle right there. And there we go. It's all nice and rectangular. And this one, I'm just gonna circle. Now, if you're making it all one meatloaf, I would use the whole 29 ounce can, but I've got a 29 ounce can of sauce here. We may not use it all, but you can put the rest up later for something else. And we might use it all because this is kind of a big meatloaf. I want to get a good layer on it, and then we can... Meatloaf really is a kind of hands-on deal to make. You need to guide the tomato sauce so it goes where you want it to go. Yep, I am using it. Get these sides good. And this is to keep from, also it makes it to where it's not dry. If it's got a good coating of tomato sauce on it, it won't be dry whenever you... I don't like dry meatloaf. I like a nice moist meatloaf.
Meatloaf is disgusting.
Alright, now we're ready for the oven. I've got it preheated to 425. Let me rinse off my hand.
I'm pointing at the meatloaf.
And I'm going to put it in the oven, both of them. And we'll get back with you in about, I'll say 30 to 45 minutes. Let the meat get good and cooked. Okay, here we are. And we have the meatloaf with the tomato sauce on it and without. And since it's kind of greasy and a little unhealthy, we go ahead and use cauliflower tater tots and fresh peas and a roll.
Enjoy.
Okay, so that was the meatloaf. Smells wonderful.
Looks and tastes wonderful.
So like, share, and subscribe.
And remember to hit the bell for notifications.
And send us your videos of trying our crafts or our recipes.
We just might post them.